But I have to ask it because it's many times in this pile and it's also in my mind. Who do you support? We could do a sounds like, I bet she's snoring, or, we could do so maybe if you're not willing to say who you're supporting, I'm supporting I bet she's snoring, but maybe talk about some of the people, the excitement. Really, one of the things I loved of watching the last debate is I just thought, okay, all of these people, or almost all of these people who were speaking, I would feel really excited to vote for them. And so can we talk about that?
Yeah, no, look, all that matters is that we win. I hate to be so, sort of simplistic about it. We have to nominate the best. Oh my! Well, thank you. I just feel so strongly that, look, I just want to say a little bit more about this, because what's going on now with the impeachment inquiry is not a choice. It was an obligation under the Constitution. And so trying to run a campaign where this constitutional crisis is taking place, and you have to be not only aware of it, but address it, while still trying to put forth your platform, your agenda about what you're going to do if you are elected president, it's a challenge. It's a big challenge, because we are so quick to reduce everything to whatever is, the crisis of the day. But Nancy Pelosi and the House Democrats did not have a choice after the information about what happened with the president's pressuring the Ukrainian government, and then obviously everything we've learned since. And I say that because more information is coming out, and it will suck up a lot of oxygen while our candidates are out there trying to make their case, put on their campaign events. But we had to do it. I don't know what the outcome will be. I was on the impeachment inquiry staff back in 1974 investigating Richard Nixon, and what we found there is that a very careful, thoughtful presentation of the facts and then applying the law and the Constitution led Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee to actually vote for the articles of impeachment. And when that happened, Republican senators went to the White House and told Richard Nixon he must resign. We also have seen, however, that the current Republican office holders are not willing to stand up to Trump unless they are not going to run for re-election. Now, that's unfortunate, but there may be some good news in that, because a lot of them have announced they're not going to run for re-election. And two of them, one from Illinois, one from Florida, just in the last week, have said they cannot support Trump and that what he has done looks to be impeachable. So if enough Republicans join the House Democrats to vote against Trump, and what's enough? I don't know. A couple of dozen would be great. But, when he lost that vote, as he should have, for the absolute horrible way that he has abandoned the Kurds in a fit of impulse in his conversation with the president of Turkey, he lost a vote. Republicans voted against him. He went really off the edge, even more than usual. And so if Republicans vote against him, that might empower some Republican senators to say, I wasn't worried about all the other stuff. I didn't even care about obstruction of justice in the Mueller report. But the founders put the impeachment clause into the Constitution to guard against the very behavior that he's engaging in. What were they most worried about? They were most worried about, and read Alexander Hamilton, they were most worried about a president who would try to curry favor with foreign powers. And so part of what is happening is almost impossible to believe that in this time we are seeing that from this president. So I say all of that because it's hard to know who's going to be the best candidate to beat this president, assuming this president is still running. I mean, this is a really complicated political environment. And so we have a number of very able, very, admirable candidates who are vying for the nomination. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of forecasters who are saying, look, if the economy stays in good shape and he's not impeached, or he's impeached but not convicted, it's going to be very, very hard because of all the advantages he will have on the stuff we were just talking about, like suppression and everything else. So I just want to see who can get the Electoral College, because it won't do us any good to win the popular vote again, which I think actually a number of our candidates could win the popular vote. But at the end of the day, as I know better than anybody, and as Al Gore knows, that is not the game. You've got to win the electoral vote. So right now, let's just support our candidates. Let's have good debates. Let's see who emerges. And we have to vet them, because believe me, they make up stuff about you. And you've got to be in a position where the public and the press don't fall for that again. So we need to vet our candidates by, pushing them hard. That's part of the process. So we see how people withstand what will be a brutal attack on them from the right and the Russians and all their allies. So that's what we should be looking for.
And then we get rid of the Electoral College.